Hello everyone. It has been a week that I didn't come onto live because recently I have been very busy with work. There are many appointments that have been made inviting me to go for on-site feng shui audit. And I have a lot of things to prepare because during each on-site feng shui audit, I will be required to perform both in-depth astrological reading using Bazi and Zui Doushu and Qi Jia for my clients at the same time to provide them, of course, with a thorough and holistic feng shui analysis. And all these things I have to prepare in advance to give clients the best results and the best predictions using holistic Bazi theory, feng shui theory, 紫微斗数and 奇门遁甲 theory. Okay, because I'm not someone that who will provide 八字 or 紫微斗数 or 风水 analysis based on my own imagination. Everything has to based on proper doctrines and 八字 theories. And some of the things that I actually want to share with you today is that I realized that really in today's internet age, all right, because everyone actually have access to different forms of uh, broadcasting from so-called you know different feng shui practitioners. But one of the things I realized, truthfully speaking, is that the more simple and the more stupid the feng shui knowledge is, the more people will view them. Because, for example, some of the masters or feng shui practitioners will want to encourage you, to get certain wallet of a certain shape or size or make of certain materials, and by doing so, you will improve your wealth. But when you come to think of it, right, I know a lot of people are very interested in ways to improve yourselves. But can really things by doing things such as changing your wallet really improve your health, really improve your wealth? Nowadays, we don't even carry with us the wallet as a matter of fact, right? All of us are using pay now, internet transaction. To be honest, personally, I myself I don't carry with me a wallet when I go out for shopping. What I really do is just to carry with me maybe just my handphone. I will pay with Google, pay with Pay Now or Payway or whatever, right? Using the card. So this kind of knowledge about using a right certain wallet of a different of a certain color or certain size or of a certain shape, will that really improve your wealth? All right, my theory and my belief in feng shui is always one that is always updated and coherent with modern context, because everything is progressing with time, right? For example, last time we used to have that kind of dialing phone. We have to have a big telephone kind of device put on the table and dial the thing. But nowadays, all of us are using handphone, right? Even foldable phone, right? So even feng shui is something that I personally believe should evolve with time. So when a lot of feng shui practitioners talk about, using certain type of wallet, using certain color of wallet will improve your wealth, will that really work in modern life context? Well, even people like me, right? I don't even carry with me a wallet. So really, you use a black color wallet will benefit you. You use a red color wallet will benefit you, or use a round shape wallet will benefit you. I don't know. But personally, I don't even carry with me a wallet. So how will a wallet, the shape of the wallet will influence our life? I find that to be not logical and not something that is coherent with feng shui practice. As I mentioned, my style of feng shui practice is to always be in sync with the current development. For instance, now we are entering into the nine universal trend, which is of the Li Gua Jiu Yun, of the fire element. A lot of things will no longer require you to have a physical form. For example, now we have cryptocurrency, we have NFT, all these stuff are actually things that will generate money for you. So even okay, so just go back to the instance of having a wallet. Okay, I think the best thing for us to what we really should do, right, is really just go and test it out yourself. Just go and buy a new wallet tomorrow, perhaps of a certain size. Some feng shui practitioners say the longer the wallet, the more money you will attract. Or you have a black color wallet, you will have better wealth, or round shaped wallet, you have better wealth. Go and try it yourself and see if you will really see a twofold increase. Okay, see if you have a twofold increase in wealth. Go and do it tomorrow. That is the best way to test it out yourself to see if that really works. But I tell you, everything I change to a different wallet, and I sometimes I don't even carry with me a wallet. So how will this actually influence our life? To be honest, honestly tell you, what really influence our life, especially in terms of wealth, is to analyze our Bazi chart and Zhuwei Dosu chart to find out what is our especially our indirect wealth element. And in terms of Zhuwei Dosu, to find out what are the wealth star within our life that is coherent within our original birth chart. For example, some stars are very positive for wealth, such as Hua Lu, Lu Chun, Wu Qu, Tian Fu, Tai Yin. All these are positive stars. And I have also mentioned before, within a Ziwedo super chart, there are different domains that represent certain directions. And actually, that is how we can, based on a person's birth chart, to find out what are the positive corners within our house for boosting wealth. And likewise, to find out what are the corners, what are the positive corners for boosting wealth through parts. For example, if yours is a strong Earth Day Master, then the law of direction will be the best direction for boosting wealth. If yours is a wood element day master that is strong, then the central area of the house will be the best area for boosting wealth. Does it have to do with the size of your wallet or the shape of your wallet or the color of your wallet? Honestly, I don't know. All right, because I don't even use wallet myself. Okay, so let me take a look at some of the comments first. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for watching, and Jennifer. Also, nice to see you here, Jennifer. Has been a while. They are come alive. Aries have a comment. No way, change your wallet. Yes, but that's exactly what a lot of feng shui practitioners are talking about on, especially like on Facebook and TikTok. My school of feng shui is always have to be first of all realistic in a sense that it has to make sense in real life. All right, I won't tell you things like a lot of strange theories that can be found on the internet, honestly. All right. And the more stupid the ideas, the faster they will spread. I don't know why. That's the current trend over the internet, over the TikTok, or over over YouTube. Okay. The more simple, for example, 12 animal zodiacs. For the students who have attended my Bazi intensive practical analysis course, you will know that the animal zodiac is actually of the least influence to the strength of the day master, thus having the least influence to our destiny, especially in terms of budget analysis. But a lot of feng shui practitioners, they are still focusing on the 12 animal zodiacs to give you prediction every year. And all kinds of people, like thousands of people, will be drawn to all these kind of 12 animal zodiacs. So my conclusion is that the more stupid the idea, the faster it will spread. But if you to seriously, right? If I know this is the case because a lot of people, they don't have a proper training in terms of astrological reading or feng shui study. So whatever they listen over the internet, whatever is simple to digest, simple to absorb, and they will take it as a form of doctrine, as as though it is kind of like because it is a meme that is easy to spread. And then somehow, when more and more people listen to it, it will become a common truth. But sadly, a lot of feng shui and bazi theories and doctrines are not easy to understand for those who have really studied before. We know that, especially like knowledge like bazi zui dou su qi men dun jia. All right, all this will take years of study. It's not by watching a TikTok video for 1 minute, and then you will become well versed in feng shui and bazi. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that I know like simple ideas, simple knowledge is easy to spread, but they may not be truthful and helpful in real life. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So thank you, Mr. Raymond, for watching. Mr. Fabian, yeah, Mr. Fabian, please remember tomorrow there's a course at 3 p.m. Okay, so do remember to come by. For my students, do remember to join my course. Yes, James, thank you very much for being here tonight. Nice to see you, James. James, okay, is one of my client for the Feng Shui, right? So, just want to talk about relationship. Okay, in terms of relationship, in modern times, we have various types of relationship. Honestly speaking, it is totally acceptable to everyone. Everyone should respect each other's preference in terms of relationship style and you know and in terms of 八字and紫微斗数, there are actually theories and doctrines that are related to the reading of relationship. For example, in terms of 紫微斗数, of course, the spouse domain will always be the focus point in terms of a relationship analysis. And when we evolve into the modern context, we also have to take into account of the gender orientation of the individual. Okay, and in terms of 八字 reading, we can actually also tell if a person is more suitable for heterosexual relationship or relationship that is of the same gender. Some people are actually born with a chart that is more suitable to have same gender relationship. Okay, so I will say all these are inborn. Our preference in terms of our gender, our partner's gender is actually inborn according to 八字 theory. For example, let's say if you are of a 八字 birth chart that is of a special formation chart. For example, yours is let's say yours is a water day master that is of a belonging to a special formation chart. Therefore, you are not suitable to have fire within your life, which is your well and represents your girlfriend and wife. So you will actually, right, like to have a same gender relationship, and that is actually more beneficial for you. That's also reason why, in terms of the modern society nowadays, we have people who are of have same gender preference, and it's totally okay because according to Bazi theory, this is actually inborn. Okay, this is actually inborn, especially for people who have a special formation chart. And a lot of people who have special formation chart also tend to have a same gender relationship. And other characteristics of people who have a same gender relationship is that they will always become very successful in their career because due to their special characteristics as a person of the 从格 or the 专旺格, they are usually more well-to-do and more talented compared to the rest of the people. But they will have a different preference in terms of gender, in terms of 八字 and 紫微斗数. So because Mr. James just asked me a general question, so I will give you this reply. You are welcome to ask me more questions. Actually, to be honest, right, to all of you, I hope that perhaps in the future I will come by every Saturday evening and for all my viewers to ask any questions that they like. All right, because a lot of Feng Shui theories now are flooding the internet, but a lot of theories or doctrines given by a lot of so-called Feng Shui practitioners, they are not real or authentic Feng Shui or Bazi knowledge. A lot of them are actually a kind of superstitious belief to attract your attention, to give you a form of mean to spread, because the more easier to understand. I mean, if an idea is easier to understand, the faster it will spread. Okay, that's the reason why a lot of Feng Shui practitioners are giving a lot of simple and stupid kind of Feng Shui teachings online, right? Like wallet shape and whatever, like a lot of stupid things are going on right nowadays. But I will try to clarify and debunk some of the so-called wrong knowledge or theories that are being broadcasted nowadays. For example, like the 12 animal zodiacs. A lot of people say, right, if you are of a monkey animal zodiac, then pair with people of the dragon or of the rat. Actually, it is not appropriate to just generalize in such a manner, because even if you are of a monkey animal zodiac, you can be of a ding fire or a bing fire day master. And in such a way, you must also analyze the temperature of your Bazi chart, because we have the 5 elements within our chart. The fire elements, the wood elements are all of the hotter element. And in terms of Bazi reading, there's a theory called 调候. 调候 means to adjust the temperature. It's very much like Because Bazi is a natural science, and when we observe the natural world, there is hot temperature and cold temperature. And during extremely cold temperature, of course, you will not be able to, living things will not be able to survive well. Likewise, for a hot temperature. Therefore, for someone who have a lot of fire elements within your Bazi chart, and even if you are of a if you're of a monkey zodiac, you may not necessarily, be suitable to be paired with the rat zodiac or the dragon zodiac because, example, you have a lot of fire elements within your chart, then Wu, Earth, Earth branch, this Wu, Di, Zhi may clash with the rat, right? Bringing about, especially if the Wu, this Earth branch is found within your this spouse domain. Then if you are pairing with a rat animal zodiac, you will be having relationship problems. All right. So all these have to be analyzed in depth. It's not just about, anyhow just looking at your chart animal zodiac and give you a prediction. That is totally impossible. Okay, a bar chart consists of the yearly pillar, the monthly pillar, the daily pillar, and the hourly pillar. And of course, the day master is the one that represents you. And we have to analyze the month up branch in order to determine the dominant strength that will influence your day master. Okay, so all these are in-depth parts reading that all of us should actually be aware of in order to save ourselves from all the wrong feng shui and Bazi knowledge that's flooding the internet right now. I only carry $20 in small wallet. I carry no wallet, okay, Aries. I carry no wallet at all, okay. As a feng shui practitioner myself, I don't carry any wallet because I know the truth is that our feng shui corner within our house is actually the more important factor in terms of influencing our wealth and in terms of Bazai feng shui. The Tianyi Wei is actually another corner that is especially positive for enhancing wealth. But another very stupid idea in terms of feng shui reading that nowadays bring very widely spread is that they say once you enter into your house the 45 degrees to your left or to your right, that is your wealth corner. Then what's the point of having us feng shui practitioner to need to study 30 years of have 30 years of cultivation in order to properly identify for clients what are the important and significant wealth corners. You just open your door and the 45 degrees is your wealth corner. That is nonsense, all right? Because within the eight-mansion feng shui, the direction of your house as measured, all right? How do we go about measuring the direction of the house? You have to stand at the center of your house, point your luopan or the luogen or the compass to the main door in order to find out what kind of house is that. And also you have to check it accordingly as to what kind of if this house is having what kind of relationship with the owner of the house in order to determine what is the important wealth corner for the owner of the house. It's not just as simple as looking at the 45 degrees to the left or 45 degrees to the right, and that is your wealth corner. What if your wealth corner is right at the window? Then what we need to do? Okay, so they kind of right online, they kind of a lot of those practitioners who want to give you very oversimplified ideas about feng shui, they just say, oh, just close the curtain and then they will save your wealth. Okay, it is not just that simple. Okay, but I have to emphasize once again is that a lot of feng shui practitioners are broadcasting a lot of oversimplified ideas because they are easy to be understood and easy to be shared with other people. Okay, but that is not a healthy trend. I have to be honest with all of my viewers. So let's take a look at Mr. James' comment. Traditional feng shui talks about marriage. What about people who are not heterosexual or LGBTQ? What does feng shui address that aspects of relationship? Yes, feng shui will actually also address these aspects of relationship depending on your Bazi chart. For example, like I have already mentioned earlier on, really depending on what is your day master or the heavenly stamp of your day pillar to determine what kind of characteristics you are having in terms of your Bazi formation. Whether you are of a strong day master, a weak day master, special formation chart of the Chongge or the Zhuangwangge. In terms of the traditional Bazi knowledge, wealth or indirect wealth for male gender is representing the girlfriend or wife, whereas for female, the 正官 and 七煞 will represent the husband or boyfriend. But in terms of, let's say, same gender relationship, then it will take a different approach of analysis. For example, if yours is a birth chart of 重格 or 壮旺格, let's say you are of Wu Earth Day Master, that is of a 壮旺格. And if you are, let's say, if you are of a female, all right, I have observed, actually, I have a lot of clients who are into non-traditional type of relationship. And a lot of time I observe that most of the time, especially the females, they are having an extremely weak day master. That's why they need to pair with another partner of the same gender, of the usually of the similar elements. For example, Ding fire being paired with Bing fire, because they need to have their day master boosted in order to enjoy wealth and smooth sailing in life. For example, if a female is having a Ding fire that's too weak, for example, having Kui water or Ren water entering into her birth chart will actually put the fire off, in the sense that it will destroy the day master altogether, bringing about bad luck, pressure, sometimes even in realistic term, physical abuse, emotional torturing, stuff like that. So for male gender, if yours is a special formation chart of the Zhuang Wanga, then you are not suitable to have wealth elements within your chart, because someone of a Zhuang Wanga, they can only have elements of the similar type to further boost their strength, because they are not supposed to have wealth within their birth chart to boost, to destroy their special formation chart. So thank you very much, Mr. James, for this very good question. So, but really, it is not a topic that I can finish explaining within 30 seconds. To be honest, all right, I cannot finish explaining this within just 30 seconds. Really, it will be best for people to have background knowledge in Bazi. For people who are interested in Bazi, you can first familiarize yourself with the 10 heavenly stamps, the 甲乙丙丁戊子庚辛壬癸, and the 12 differentials, which are 子丑寅卯辰巳未申酉戌亥. Then understand the combination relationship. For example, 戊癸合化火, 丙辛合化金, 丁壬合化木, 乙庚合化乙庚合化戊，丁壬合木，乙庚合化金. Okay, all these are combination relationship. For example, they are clashes relationship. Also, 第一 miss out 丁壬合、乙庚合、丙辛合、甲乙乙丙丁戊。木癸合化火. Okay, there are 5 combinations in terms of the 10 heavenly stamps. In terms of the alphabet branches, there are also different forms of combination formation. For example, 子丑 combine to form earth elemental energy, whereas yi wood will in terms of yi wood, the earthly branches is actually called Mao. Mao we actually pair with Shi to form a fire combination formation, and then Chen we actually pair with You to form a metal combination formation, and then Shen we actually pair with Shi to form a water combination formation, and then Hai we actually pair with Shi to form a water combination formation. So all these are combination and clashes. For example, 子午 clash, and then Shi Hai clash, etc., etc. There are a lot of relationships in terms of Bazi reading that all my students must learn in order to provide an accurate result. That's why I can't explain to you the in-depth knowledge within that's just the 30 seconds of speech. Okay, so Mr. Jerry, thank you very much for being here tonight. And many of my gay friends are very successful in their career. Yes, because Bob, a lot of people who are into kind of same gender relationship, they are actually usually having a very special chart. Usually they will have a lot of, for example, for guys, usually they will have Guan Sha, or the direct officer, or the 7 killing as their favorable elements. And direct officer and 7 killings actually represents career progressions. That is positive. That is also the reason why people who have because as you know, right, for female, direct officer and 7 killings actually represents the boyfriend or husband. But for a guy, in terms of a male gender, if you are having direct officer and 7 killings as your auspicious elements, that means you will be drawn to the same gender kind of relationship, and that's totally okay. Okay, I have a lot of clients who are into same gender relationship, and it's totally fine. I what I what I would like to suggest is that just be yourself, all right, and don't have to care about what other people think or say. Just follow your heart. If that is your preference, it's really totally okay, because that is inborn, to be honestly speaking, totally honest. What about drawing the nine square onto our floor plan? That is according to the nine flying star. Within each of our house floor plan, there will be different flying star that will bring about different energy into our living area. Okay, there are total 99 types of formation in terms of the flying star. Some are very positive, some are very negative. Just to give you a few examples, for example, let's say if you have 6 trees within certain corners of your house, 60 trees or so-called 6 and 3 being paired together in terms of the nine flying star, in terms of feng shui, is actually a very negative formation. And let's say your bed is at an area that is having the number 6 star and 3 star pairing together, you will be prone to car accident, surgery, or even injuring your legs, so on and so forth. But in a sense, in a positive ways, you can also become famous. So I will say within each specific nine flying star quadrant, it will bring about positive and negative effects. And that is what we feng shui practitioners do, is to look at the numbers that are found within a specific domain or quadrant within your feng shui, within your floor plan, and then to tell the client what to do to modify the feng shui at that area to minimize the negative effects within that area and maximize the positive effects in that corner of the house. Okay, that's what we do as feng shui practitioners. Most feng shui books feature floor plans that are squarish. What if our plan is long rectangle like those old house in Zhuchek or Chinatown? Yes, in that way we have to draw the nine square accordingly, basing on the floor plan of the house. That is another in-depth feng shui analysis method that will also require me to perhaps another 30 minutes to describe. Okay, so I will remember this topic and talk more about this topic in the future. So thank you very much, Mr. James, for raising this question. Mr. Raymond, is there any way to tell a person is LGBT from their chart? Yes, definitely. As I mentioned earlier on, we basically have 4 types of chart. All right. Of course, some people will say that we have more than that, but I will generalize them as 4 types of charts. Okay, let me tell you, within no matter what kind of knowledge you are in, ultimately the final goal is always to simplify the knowledge in a way that can facilitate practical practice, practical application. So I will conclude that we basically have 4 types of Bazi chart. One is weak, one is strong, one is 重格, the last one is 壮旺格. Okay, so let's say, all right, let's talk about male gender. If you are male gender of a weak, very weak day master, okay, then you will usually need to have the resource factor to boost your day master strength. Usually, people of the male gender who is of weak day master, they are usually okay. They usually will have relationship problem, especially if they are too much wealth within their chart. Therefore, this kind of people may have a tendency to go for another partner that is filled with a lot of resource factor within their birth chart of the same gender. Because people of the different gender, for example, guy, if by his very nature the inherent chart is having a lot of relationship problems because he's not able to control the wealth in his life. Wealth represents relationship for a guy, in case you don't know. So they will go for another same gender partner who have that kind of resource factor that will help him to balance his day master. Okay, so let's say if you're a guy of a strong day master, then usually you're quite strong day master, male gender. Usually they will prefer different gender relationship. Okay, in my experience. Okay, in my experience of observing many clients throughout my career. And thirdly, guy who are of 重格. 重格 means you have to follow the strongest elements within your birth chart. in order like you have to give up your day master strength to follow the strongest element within your birth chart. That is called 重格. So this is another type of day master that will usually have same gender relationship. Because, for example, if you're a guy, then you have a lot of seven killing and direct officer within your life. Then you will have the tendency to go for people of the same gender relationship. Although means a guy having a guy as a boyfriend or in a relationship, because they are of a 重格, means they follow a strand that is stronger than himself. Okay, that is another type in terms of male gender that will follow, usually have same gender relationship. So did I miss out anything? The strongest element. Okay, so finally, even of the 专旺格 will also have a tendency to follow uh, same gender relationship, because they are not supposed to have wealth factor within their life. If wealth and indirect wealth actually represents girlfriends or wives, so given that they are of a 专旺格, they will actually go for the same gender relationship likewise, because 专旺格 means, for example, if it's a day master that is extremely strong of the fire element, they would only allow wood and fire to enter into their life. Okay, so likely they will find another male gender that is of wood and fire also. Okay, so hopefully I've explained to you. The opposite will apply for the female gender. Okay, so this is my answer to Mr. Raymond. Mr. Raymond. Okay, so Mr. Raymond, the flying stars will change yearly. Yes, definitely, the flying stars will change yearly. Okay, so we often have to analyze what are the flying star and which directions during a specific year in order to carry out proper intervention, especially for the five yellow and the two black. These are the two negative stars that we must always do something to overcome the negative energy. Okay, the rest of the stars, because they are mostly positive, you can do something to boost them, but I personally say yes, go ahead and boost all the positive areas. But I will say, as long as your original floor plan is appropriate and is good, then you really don't really have to do um, a lot of effort, right? Don't have to put in so much effort in order to enhance the positive stars within each year. Okay, because as long as your original floor plan and your interior design and your 蓝图风水 is good, okay, the positive yearly energy will automatically come into your house. But you must always overcome the five yellow and two black, right? Each year. For example, this year 2023, the two black is at the east. So most people, the male gender, right, either the eldest son or within the family, or the father of the family, because will experience problems, because northwest is where the five black star is. Okay, northwest represents the father, and the east actually represents the eldest son within the family. Okay, so remember, these two family members, most of the time they will experience some kind of significant problems within their life in the year 2023. This is a general kind of forecast, of course. But this usually apply, all right. And I have already observed a lot of clients experiencing problems. For example, father falling sick, or the elder son within the family having career problems, or the father of the house experiencing relationship problems, etc. Okay, all these are already taking place in many of my clients' lives. Okay, so let's take a look at Mr. James' comments. Master Susan, can you talk about the different plants and the different leaf shapes as well as their impact on feng shui? Okay, why is it that we use plants? Because plants is actually, of course, a form of living things, and all living things will carry with them a form of energy, or what we call qi. Qi is a form of invisible energy. And invisible energy is basically what feng shui is all about. Okay, it's all about 磁场, or the energy field. So within certain feng shui corners of the house, all right. For example, within the Shen Qi, okay, we can place plants over there, because it will actually signify a form of boosting of the positive energy that will improve our health. And plants, especially light plants, okay, we will never use plastic plants in feng shui. Okay, we will never use plastic plants in feng shui. right? Especially okay, in terms of water plants, airflow actually will stop as long as there is water. And if you are able to combine water and plants together, all right, then it will be able to block certain negative chi from emitting to the rest of the house. Okay, 气嘛，就是借水直直，借水直直，就是呢，那个气呢遇到水的时候呢，它就会停下来了哦。That's why in some corners of the house we use water plants, whereas at other corner of the house we will use the kind of plants that is planted in soil, right? That really depends. Will really depends on what area of the house is there and what kind of flying star is at the area. All right. Besides analyzing the flying stars, we also look at the 紫微斗数 chart of our clients. For example, the negativity enhancer star is of the water element. And to overcome the negativity enhancer star within a 紫微斗数 birth chart, we will use plant that is planted in soil because that is the best way to absorb the water element of the negativity enhancer star within the 紫微斗数 birth chart. Okay, so hopefully I have been able to answer your question, Mr. James. Thus, depending really on your birthday and on your floor plan, we will use different types of plants and to encounter different forms of problems. But usually we will prefer plants with bigger leaves because they are able to provide more chi energy. All right, it's more stronger. It's stronger in their life energy field. Okay. But within the center area of the house, all of us actually can place some bamboo sticks, all right, at the center of our house because that is where our Wenchang area is at the year 2023. So if you're into teaching, if you're into contractual works, if your works require you to carry out a lot of paperwork, then go ahead and put right the bamboos at the center of the house, and then we'll be able to boost your feng shui energy of the Wenchang in the year 2023. Okay, so really welcome all the questions that I'm receiving today. Really glad that I have many questions and I am given the chance to impart to you all the proper feng shui knowledge and theories. So cutters is best to be placed at Xiong area. I would say don't put that kind of sharp plants. Plants with sharp pointed parts, right? Don't put them at all. They are actually used to destroy your enemies. Okay, but all right, but I will not teach this kind of feng shui. All right, because I don't encourage people to harm our enemies. But don't put cuttles at home. All right, a lot of plants, as long as they have needles or pointed sharp kind of edges, they are not positive to be placed at home. If you place at home and place it at the wrong direction, for example, you place it at the southwest area, that will actually affect the mother's health. Okay, so depending on what area of the house you place in, they will actually affect the specific family member accordingly. So don't put that kind of cutters or that kind of 仙人掌那种尖尖的那种植物，不要放在家里面，真的不要再放在家里面。OK， 好不好？所以呢，谢谢今天大家的观看。如果还有什么呢问题呢，可以留言发问。Thank you all for watching, and please feel free to ask me any questions. I will be glad to answer any questions. So just before I go, I just want to emphasize once again, feng shui have to evolve with time. Okay, for example, nowadays, right, we don't even carry with us wallet. So how will this wallet shape and color and so on and so forth, and how we put the money logs, the way we organize the money logs within our wallet, how will that actually affect our life? I will say that will not affect us at all. All right, ultimately, how you activate the wealth corners within your house, or even like for example nowadays we base all on our transaction using our mobile phone number. What will be more important will be to have a proper mobile phone number analysis in order to activate wealth within your life. Okay, in fact I will say even your email address nowadays, you should actually choose the appropriate email address and to come out with a good email address in order for your work, for your even internet transaction. Each alphabet in terms of English actually have a different element attached to them. And this is something that I will teach all of us in the future. Okay, so there are a lot of knowledge that I will still want to impart to my viewers in the future, and all of them are actually very useful, especially in terms of modern context. So do stay tuned and do follow my live. All right. Usually I will come by during weekend when I have the free time. And for my students, do remember to attend my lesson tomorrow through the Zoom, right? Or you all will be provided with the Zoom and the unique password to attend my intensive Bazi practical analysis course tomorrow at 3 to 5 p.m. Okay. So, can you do a series of workshop Feng Shui? Yes, I will do that in the future. All right. In fact, currently I have just started this intensive Bazi practical analysis course. The next course that I will start is the 紫微斗数 course and the Feng Shui course, probably in the month of May or June. Okay, so do stay tuned. I will keep you all of us updated. Thank you very much, Mr. Raymond, for the comment. Hope you can talk about compatible Thai amulet based on Bazi in the future. Okay, so in terms of MLS, that is another school of interesting topic. Okay, in terms of Thai MLS, right? First of all, we will actually try to, if the information is available, we will try to find out the maker of the amulet, the birthday of the maker of amulet. For example, Long Po Cham Nan. Long Po Cham Nan is a monk that is having a very strong metal day master, of the Sing metal day master. For example, Long Po Kun. Long Po Kun, in my memory, is also of a metal day master. Whereas a Long Po Kasim, for example, is of a Zi of day master. So different Long Po, they have different birthday. Of course, if you understand Bazi, you can double check on their birthday and to see if that monk is suitable or will help you in terms of the Bazi energy. So if that monk is actually compatible with you and suitable for you, then you are suitable to use their items. And of course, basing on your Bazi also, for example, if your one that is lacking of the wood element, of course, you can use amulet that is of the tiger image, all right? And if you're of one that is lacking the metal element, of course, you can use things like Pak Haluman, okay, Pak Haluman. And like, for example, things that are of the water element can be like there's this lizard in Thai amulets called the chok, all right, and they actually is for peach blossom, that is of the water element because yi actually represents lizards. Okay, yi is actually the zi, the Chinese character yi is actually of the water element. Okay, for example, certain animals, right, kong peng is of the metal element. Okay, because 坤就是一个里面有一个生金的嘛，土生生金那个就是一个金的元素啊。所以 amulets, right, basing on your birth chart, you can also choose the suitable elements for you depending on your Bazi chart especially. Okay, so let's say if you want to have more wealth in life, then analyze what is the indirect wealth element within your birth chart. For example, if you have a wealth day master, then rainwater will be your indirect wealth. Especially if you're a strong day master, then find an amulet that is of a rainwater day master. What kind of amulet is of a rainwater day master? For example, 八仙, the one 八仙过河, the eight deities sitting on the book, right? 八仙过河各显神通的那个八仙，那个就是水的属水的。所以你可以选观音，好像坐在龙上的那个观音骑龙观音，或者我们叫做南海观音。它也是一个金水很重的，好拿着一个水壶的那个观音，那个也是一个人水，好金生水的一个amulet 一个佛牌啦，好，所以佛牌选择也是有一个背后是有一个 theory 在里面的，不是随便凭你个 imagination 随便抽卡的啊，我永远都不抽卡的，因为我什么东西都是要 based on theories, doctrines 还有 logics。好，还有 common sense，OK，我不跟你抽卡了，因为你自己也可以在自己家里面抽卡啊，然后凭自己的 imagination 跟自己做一个 interpretation 啊，对不对？为什么要找什么？真的那种抽卡不要，我不会玩那些啦我也不建议大家去接触这些抽卡的东西啊。Okay, no wonder I like Cat since young. Yes, because Aries is having a strong gunmetal day master, so green color is auspicious for her. Actually, red is also auspicious for her. Pink color is also auspicious for her. Purple is also auspicious for her. But generally, green, pink, purple, all these are good colors for her. All right. And cat is of the wood element. Tiger is also of the wood element. Okay. So actually, you can actually keep certain packs that are compatible with your Bazi chart. For example, cat is of the wood element, dog is of the earth element, fishes are of the water element. Horse. Okay, Singapore, there are no people keeping horses, but in Thailand, my label actually keep a lot of horses. Okay, so horse is of the fire element, or snake. Snake is also of the fire element. Monkey is of the metal element. Rooster is of the metal element. Rat also, even hamster. Hamster is of the water element. Okay. What else? Pig is of the water element. Okay. So, but in Singapore, of course, you're limited in terms of choices as to what to keep in terms of pets. Okay. But if you go to other countries, basically you can choose the auspicious packs for you. Okay. Right. So then fire element, Thai element is horse. Is there horse amulet? I will say you can choose certain amulet that is of the Somdek. Somdek is actually, especially Somdek that is made of that is red in color. Because as you know, Long Po Do actually saw the sun rise, then came up with the idea of the Pak Somdek. So Pak Somdek in a way is related to the fire element. Okay. But there are of course like snake skin takrut. That one is of fire element. So you can choose the snake skin takrut. Some element is actually made of the horse image, so that will actually be suitable for you. But ultimately, you must analyze the material that's used also. For example, if the amulet is made of herbs, right, is actually of the wood element, then that will be suitable. Okay. And some animals is for example make up of tortoise shell. All right. Make up of the tortoise shell. Tortoise shell, some school of thought actually believe that 龟 OK 的龟壳 because 里面是空的嘛，空就是代表离卦，离卦就是属火的，所以呢龟啊好像龙破this 龙破 who 啊the one who make a lot of tortoise 龙婆柳 is the one who make a lot of tortoise image amulet. So tortoise image amulet is can be considered fire element also. All right. So there are of course a lot of examples. So these are the examples that are top of at the moment. Okay. So yeah. So Mr. Raymond, you can take along this line. Okay. So yes, very in-depth topics and a lot to learn. Yes, it's very interesting. But ultimately, the reason why I want to share all this knowledge is really to help my viewers. All right, to to understand something that's really helpful. Okay, it's like I don't know how will this changing of wallet shape and size and color be helpful, but activating your feng shui area, your especially your wealth area of the house will be helpful. I will say changing your phone number in a way can be helpful. Also, especially if that number is for you to conduct business transaction, receiving money, sending money, or even your email address. Okay, for email address, right? For example, our actually different alphabets actually are our favorites elements. For example, the letter C, G, U is of the metal element, whereas the K, P, Y is of the wood element, B, D, Q, S is of the wood element, MNRVWX is of the fire element, HFTZL are of the earth element. So actually, we have to analyze all these alphabets within our email address to see if that email address is suitable for us, or whether the company name, the English company name that we have chosen is suitable for our budget chart, or whether your let's say your English name. All right, some people have so-called Christian name or English name, whether that is suitable for your budget chart. All this will make a difference to your life as well. Okay, so I will teach all this knowledge in the future also. And any other questions from any viewers? A lot of interesting questions coming by, and I'm really excited and glad to be able to share my knowledge. So thank you all for being here with me tonight. It's Saturday evening, closing to 12 a.m. soon. Yep. So do feel free to go and watch all kind of feng shui videos on TikTok, on Facebook and YouTube. But ultimately, come back and ask me questions to see whether those knowledge are actually authentic or practical in real life. Okay, because a lot of things are flooding the internet, especially the more stupid the idea is, the faster it will spread. All right, that is the internet that we are have the culture, the internet culture nowadays, right? The more stupid, the more ridiculous the video is, the faster it will be shared with other people. But it's always my focus and always my main objective in life to share what is authentic 风水 and 八字and 紫微斗数 and 奇门遁甲 knowledge, and to provide my clients and my viewers with what I know is practical and what is of real value, of significant practical value in terms of feng shui practice and in terms of astrological analysis. So thank you all for watching, and Mr. Wayman, thank you for being here tonight. Mr. James also, and Aries always coming by to join me, and Mr. Jerry and Bob. All right. Yeah, so I will also see Bob very soon to conduct this on-site feng shui analysis for him, because he is going to start there's a business that is starting very soon. Okay, so Mr. Fabian, do remember to come by tomorrow 3 p.m. for the intensive Bazi practical analysis course. All right, so I will send out the link tomorrow afternoon. All right, so thank you all for watching. Really happy to see you all this evening. Always a joy to come by and check shift with all of you. So wishing you all a beautiful Sunday tomorrow. Have a good rest, and I will see you all in the next live video. Good night. Bye bye.